Now to the latest on the controversial community group known as ACORN. Between the recent arrests from some members for voter fraud, plus these undercover videos showing questionable behavior by some ACORN workers, some lawmakers on Capitol Hill are now calling for the Justice Department to investigate this organization. The Senate has already voted to cut off housing funding. The Census Bureau decided to sever ties. So where is all this headed? Congressman Patrick McHenry, Republican from North Carolina, is with us this morning. He is a ranking member on the subcommittee on census oversight. Good to see you, Congressman. Thanks for your time. Some of your colleagues are asking for this Justice Department investigation. Do you agree with that? And if so, why?
Absolutely. If you look at ACORN's activities over the last number of years, they've been indicted in the state of Nevada for committing voter fraud. Individuals that have worked for ACORN have been indicted for similar offenses as well. And many of us believe that ACORN is a criminal enterprise that has received $53 million worth of federal government funds and potentially millions more in stimulus funds just this year. I think it's important that we research this to see if an organization that is corrupt is receiving taxpayer dollars.
You know, 7 senators on the other side of the Hill there voted against this ban on the housing funding for ACORN, and a lot of them in their comments as to why said this group actually does good work, and ultimately these were just some bad seeds that we're seeing on this videotape. What do you think?
Well, I think we're seeing example after example after these videos of actions that many of us have believed ACORN's been perpetrating for years. If you look at the Senate vote in March, 53 senators said no to cutting off funding for ACORN back in March, and yet yesterday 83 voted to cut off funding. So you've had a huge switch. The Census Bureau a couple months ago said that they would not dissociate themselves from ACORN. Then they conceded after numerous requests from me and others that they would not give any federal funds to ACORN. And finally, on Friday, they said they won't even be able to participate as a partner and use the term census in any of their forms or letters. So there's been a huge tipping point here for ACORN, and I think you're seeing that other government agencies will really review their relationships, as well as numerous politicians that have benefited from ACORN funding and action review their relationship with this organization.
An official from the progressive group called Campaign for America's Future had this to say: I don't think progressives will sit back and let this gain momentum, saying that this group has been a target of conservatives and they just continue to be attacked. He says progressives are going to be fighting back. Do you see that in the future?
Oh, sure. You know, this is a group that gets federal taxpayer dollars in the name of helping for housing, okay? And yet you have progressive groups say that they're one of their brethren. They've been involved in campaigns, including the president's campaign. They look to be very political, very liberal, and of course their liberal brethren will rally around them. But look, if they're a liberal group and they're involved in campaigns, why should they receive taxpayer dollars?
But I guess my question really is more to what are you saying that you think this is the beginning of the end for this group, that there will be no more ACORN in the future, or are you in for a fight here with the other side?
Oh, I think we're in for a fight. But I think the American people are seeing clearly what kind of organization this is, and they have it on video. And I think this will make politicians question their relationship and our federal funding using taxpayer dollars of an organization that's this corrupt.
Congressman Patrick McHenry, Republican of North Carolina. Congressman, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Jane.